Right, if you have been watching me do the GPZ 500, you will have seen me do this very same job on that. Now this is the yoke off the BN125, so you may as well see what you're looking at. I am going to give this a bit of a paint because it's in a bit of a state that is particularly grotty, but I think it might be okay underneath. We'll soon find out. Anyway, what we have here: hammer, chisel, diamond cutting wheel on a Dremel, and we're going to try and cut off this old steering race. So what I'm going to do, just so I can see what I'm cutting, I'll clean some of that shite off. And a bit of tape, so that if I see the wheel touches the tape, it sort of serves as a stop, don't go any further sort of thing. Right, as we were. I don't know if that's enough. I don't intend cutting it right the way through because I'm hoping to shock it off with a chisel. Okay, no, let's go a bit more. The GPZ one gave up a damn sight easier than what this one did. Why you'll not give up? I'm very reluctant to cut in any further, to be honest. Let me get a bigger chisel. It's not bigger as such, but it's got like a wider spread on it, so that was fucking blunt as anything. Brake. Why you not brake? You know, I thought, dead easy job, done this before, and I have. GPZ. It was so much easier. Let me just try and give it some force that way. There she goes. Yay! Oh, I win. Still didn't break though. It's released, which is what I wanted. but she didn't break. That's a fair old way through it. But again, main thing is no damage whatsoever on that stem, so we're good. Right, I am going to clean and paint this, and then probably leave it overnight. And we'll get the new bearing on that probably tomorrow for you guys. No, tomorrow for me. Let's get it the right way around. 2 seconds for you guys. Right, despite what I said, I haven't got round to fitting them bearings because it's the same day. And there it is. I've cleaned it all up and painted it in silver hammerite. Why have you used silver hammerite, I hear you say? It's because what I had on the shelf was already there, so I'm going to use what I got. Anyway, I've got one of the shocks here, and if you'll pardon the pun, they're quite shocking. They are in a pretty poor condition. Now I have got new seals for it. The travel area is reasonable, it's not fantastic. Rookie mistake, I didn't undo that, and I should have done while they were clamped in the yokes, so that's going to cause me some problems later down the line. Might even have to re-clamp them back in. I'm just going to take a wire brush just to see how that comes up. As you can see, they are very, very oxidised. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give them a rough clean up, and then I'm going to do the fork seals first, and then we'll give them a coat of paint afterwards. I should have took that one out at the bottom as well, another rookie mistake. Right, I'm going to do some cleaning. Right, I've got most of the crud off that, so we'll give that a final rub down and a paint later, but I want the seals first. I have managed to crack open that Allen key in the bottom there, and I'm hoping with my impact wrench I'm going to be able to get this top bit undone. Normally crack these open while they're still on the bike, that's the way to do it, but that's no problem. Don't know how much tension that's going to be under. Not much. Not much at all. So, God, that stinks. So what I like to do is lay the parts out in the order they come out. I'm just going to grab a jug. I don't think there's a lot of oil in here, to be honest. I am going to have to go away and Google how much oil to put in because I've got no manual and no idea. So virtually nothing. Okay, right, so there's a washer. This oil is terrible. Okay, and we have a progressive spring. I wish there was smelly vision. So the tighter coils of the spring are in the bottom. And there is virtually no oil, so quite obviously they were leaking. Right. Oh, the smell is terrible, you wouldn't believe it. Messy, horrible job. I do not like doing fork seals, in case anyone was wondering. I detest the job. So let's pop those bits back up there. Now we have a spring in the end there. I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but take my word for it. So we need to lever that out with a screwdriver. Usually come out quite easily, unless of course you say they usually come out quite easily, then generally they don't. Yeah, this is not too bad. So that is what actually holds the seal in. So that goes, pop it there, and then we're going to undo this Allen screw on the end. If that's just turning inside or not. I fucked up here. I just can't get over the smells. The smell is absolutely disgusting. I think that should. Let go. I think that should come out. I'm trying to put some pressure as I unscrew, because these things have a habit of spinning. It just fits into like a collar inside the fork, which if I ever get the damn thing off I'll show you. Okay, so what I've done, I've quickly popped it back together. That's enabled me to put enough pressure come on you bastard, it's out anyway, so yeah, with that put together, the spring has put enough pressure on the mechanism to enable me to get that out. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but that's all the oil that come out, and it is horrible and black, and to me don't look like it's ever been changed. Right, let's get this back apart again. So, again, keep it in the order that the parts come out. Now, in theory, here we go. Now, in the bottom here, that is the part that was, there we go, that fits on the bottom there, and that screws in the bottom, but inside this fork leg, that's the bit I was trying to take out. So this, when you try and take it out, just spins if you're not careful, if you do it wrong like I did. Anyway, right, what a stink. So that is our fork seal, and that is rock hard. I that's had it. That needed changing desperately. Right, I've got shit and oil everywhere, guys. So let me have a bit of a mop up, and then we'll come back and get the new seal and see what it looks like. Right, that's a bit better. Anyway, these are the new seals. And we get new dust caps as well, which you don't normally get, which is nice. Now, okay, right, let's see if I can remember how to put this shiting thing back together. So, first, what goes first? This. Come on, come through. It's supposed to come right through the bottom, and it isn't. There we go. Gotcha. So that goes there. That goes on there. I've got that right. Yeah, I think so. That goes on there. And I think that brass thing, that collar, has got a seat right down inside. Would it be easier to put it in first, do you think? No, because that wouldn't. This is the collar I'm talking about. I was thinking of putting it in first, but then no, because that wouldn't then go over it, would it? So that's got to go on there. That's got to go on there. This is why manuals are so useful. We just get a rubber hammer and a blunt drift. So I've got to seat that copper bushing down. I think that's bloody good. How the fuck do you seat that down then? That's not going to be easy, is it? What if we use the old seal to do it? I'm just going to get it stuck though, ain't I? You fool! You bloody fool! What if we use this big old washer? That'd do it, wouldn't it? Because that actually goes on next, I think, anyway. So, we need something to ram, like to. You didn't even see that, did you? Yeah. Right. So, just so you can see what I'm doing, that copper washer, copper bushing, brass bushing, whatever it is, has got a seat down in there, and then I'll put that big washer on there, and I'm trying to think of that. I can probably use that to seat it somehow, but it's not going to work. See, I need something. This is where a seal driver comes in handy, because I don't have one. I'm always trying to improvise. I ought to buy myself some seal drivers, because I've done this job several times now. I'm always at this stage where I'm trying to improvise. Right, I'm going to try and find a way of pushing that brass bush in, and then I'll come back and we'll carry on from there. Right, I got that in. I know you didn't see it, but I'm going to put the seal in the same way. The way I did it was that I wrapped all that tape around there and then hammered it in. So that is now in, and I am going to put the seal in exactly the same way. So I need to cut that tape off. Horrible old shite. Because I've got to put the seal over the top of that. Improvise and overcome. That's what they used to say, isn't it? Improvise and overcome. Or in other words, bodge. Okay, now that sticks well. I can't get that bastard off now. Oh dear. You fucker. That old gaffer tape sticks well. I've got to be careful I don't damage this chrome. It's kind of nice when you need a special tool to do a job, and then you find a way of doing it without using that special tool. It's like you've beat the system. Right, come on, get off. Let's get that old shite off. I still don't know how much fork cord to put in here. I'm going to have to go and Google that. This sponge here is like really, really fine sandpaper. It's not going to do any damage to this chrome at all. It's like 1500 grit, something like that. And it's really good for when you've got slight rust marks and pitching on forks and things. This really does take them off without doing any damage. And it's also good for getting residue of gaffer tape off, which I've just this minute discovered. Okay, right, new seal, where are you? There's my new seal. There's a big old washer that I'll go on first. What have I done with that? So, on with that big washer. And then on with the seal. I said on with the seal. Okay, there you go. And then we've got to drive that in. Looks like it's going in quite easy actually. This is unconventional. Don't do it like this. Right, I'm not going to do it like that because I'm going to damage it. I'm going to do it in exactly the same way. Let's get some different tape though. Hang on a sec. This is how I drove in the what do you call it? That copper bush. And I'm going to use it to drive the seal in the same way. So wrap the tape round, but as you go round, start coming down slightly so it builds it up into an edge. So that the tape is actually pressing on the outer, not right in the middle of the seal, if you know what I mean. These seals seem quite a loose fit, so that might be okay. And then no, I think I'm going to do a bit more because it's banging too much on the inside edge of the seal. So as I'm coming round with the tape, I'm coming down towards the seal slightly so that the higher part of the tape is banging on the seal. Right, hang on, let me do this on the floor. It's unconventional, I know. I'm probably wrong. Let me get some on the top of that, but it's cutting into my hand. I think that's bottomed out now because I heard it. Yes, seal fitted. Now I'm expecting to get slaughtered in the comments for that. Probably quite justified as well. It might not work, it might leak. What's the matter? Just cleaning up that residue again. These are cleaned up really, really well in actual fact. Okay, right, seals in. This is usually where I forget something. And then realise I've got to take the seal out again because something else should have gone in first. But next thing I'm going to try and do is fit this Allen bolt into the bottom to catch that thing I showed you already. I'm probably going to have to do the same and put the spring in first. In actual fact, I am going to have to do that. Right, so let's start getting this back together. First things first, the retaining clip. Screw drop it up, and then there's a little recess in there that sits in, like that. Then we may as well pop in the dust seal. Means I've got new ones. I was going to reuse the old ones because I didn't realise it's come with new ones, but hey, bonus. So there you go, that's that. Then the spring, tighter coils down first, then the washer, then the spacer, then there's no oil in it yet, and I'm aware of that, but the reason I'm putting this in now is because I want it to tighten up on that, hold that bottom in so I can get the Allen key in, which is how I got it off. So in theory, see how I should get it on again. And there's probably a torque spec for this, but I've got no idea what it is. And that has tightened, which is absolutely wonderful. Right, that's pretty much the fork seal done. The only thing I've got to put in now is I've got to tighten that bottom up properly there. I might see if there is a torque spec, and I've obviously got to put some oil in it, but I don't know how much oil, so I'm going to go and look that up now, and we'll come back and put the oil in. Right, I've looked up the fork oil, and it's one site says 165, which don't seem a lot, and another site says 218. I'm going with the 218, and I have 218 measured out in my little squirty pot here. In she goes. Oh, this is going to take all day. Let me take the lid off. I only use this because it's actually got the measurements up the side of it, so it was convenient. The bottom nut, the Allen key, I couldn't find a torque spec. I don't think it's that important. So I've just done it gin tight. I think gin tight is the right tightness. Well, I'm just trying to make sure there's no trapped air in that, and there doesn't appear to be. So let's buzz that on. There's probably a torque spec for them as well, but that'll do. And that is fork leg number 1 changed. Let me just see how that feels. And it feels like a fork leg. Right, I'm going to do the other one off camera, and then we'll see about getting them painted. Thanks, guys. Right, there they are, new fork seals. I've just got to give them a bit of a paint just to tidy them up a bit, and then we'll get them popped back on as soon as we've finished off those bearings, which is going to be tomorrow now. I did have a moment. I did have a problem when I done the fork seal on the second leg, and I was putting the bottom collar on. I don't know why, but I thought to myself, oh, I'm sure I've put that bottom collar on the wrong way round on that first one. So anyway, I'd done the second one, and this was bothering me, and I had to take it apart again because I was convinced I'd put the bottom collar on the wrong way round. And no, I hadn't. It was absolutely fine. The only reason that might be a problem is that I had to take the new fork seal out again and then put it back in again. I hope that hasn't done any damage. I don't think it has, but they're cheap. If we have to do it again, we have to do it again. I'm sure they'll be fine. Anyway, that's me for today, guys. We'll catch you on the next segment, shall we say. Cheers.